Well, we are now live. Welcome to the magic of Doctor Who. We have a very special announcement tonight. We have somebody from Glasgow who is joining us, and their name is, we are about to reveal
Well,
them
well, it's me.
now. He's actually in that picture, so we may as well say hello to Ian TC.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! ENTC! I've got my name.
I keep pointing the wrong way. Hello.
That's not even there. I'm carrying that about with me.
It's there. It's down there.
There.
So, Ian, welcome to the magic of Doctor Who. The first question I always ask people who love Doctor Who is, who's your favourite Doctor?
That's a bit difficult because I kind of really like them all, but I'm going to be really cliche and say 10.
Oh, Tennant.
Tennant is I think he just played it a little bit more. Again, I love Paul McGann. I wish you could have seen more of him on screen. I genuinely think they missed a kind of beat trying to not have him as the War Doctor. They should have. Elliott agrees with that as well. But then it was nice having John Hurt as a Doctor. But again, I'm going to have to stick with 10.
Scott stick together.
Well,
do.
I'm not really good with nostalgia. I consider it a bit of a disease. So I like the more modern ones because they're just new. Oh, yeah, looking back with rose-tinted glasses is a disease. It really is. When you look back and go, remember the good old days? And then you go back and watch it and go, oh, no, there was no such thing. So,
But surely you have to look back at Rose with rose-tinted glasses.
It's too late for that. You can't joke, Elliot.
Too late. Oh, well.
3 minutes past 9. We're on the watershed now. We can say whatever we want.
that's it.
We could say what we like before because it's Tinternet. I was just been speaking to my son, and he told me there was he said, Dad, you won't believe it. There was a Doctor Who poll on who was the best Doctor. He said, who was the best Doctor, Dad? And I said, well, I bet it was Tennant.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. And he goes, who was second? I went, oh, John.
It was
Pertwee or
Whittaker.
Tom Baker.
Yeah, Jodie.
Yeah, Whittaker.
Whittaker by 90 votes. A difference of 90 votes between Tennant and Whittaker. Baker was 4th.
But that's because who they polled. You got to remember, the internet polls and stuff are usually always skewed because it's young people voting.
Yeah.
So if you had to sample it across the board, you get a different view if you walked into a pub of old men and asked. You probably got lots of fuck off, but that's it.
Yeah, not sure the pubs actually watch Doctor Who.
That's it. I do think that it is. I mean, whoever was the Doctor at the time is going to get a load of votes whenever you're going to do that poll. So
Yep.
But the bit
I
I don't
say
get.
anything against Jodie because she's a good she's a good actress.
The bit I don't get is I looked at that poll yesterday, and do you know who they put as last place with about, I think it was like 100 votes?
Pete Davison, wasn't it?
Peter Davison.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, lower than Colin Baker, which I was very surprised by. And I love Colin Baker, but I've kind of accepted that he is like the least favourite.
Yeah. I like Davis. I mean, I love how the top was the son-in-law and the bottom was the granddad.
Is it because they've
That's
recently
gonna be an awkward Christmas meal.
If they can meet up.
Is it because maybe they've recently rebooted All Creatures Great and Small? So now Pete Davison has like no relevance anymore in the public eye.
He's not even Tristan. I know they've took Tristan away from him. That's terrible.
But he is like the narrator now. Actually, Pete Davison. He's like the narrator on like some Yorkshire vet program, like an actual kind of real life documentary thing they're doing.
I know one.
Who cares about fiction?
Yeah, I know one All Creatures Great and Small fact was really weird. Was the writer got sued once by a country vet because he just claimed that he'd stolen his life. No, it's true. It's because
Was it James Herriot?
No, because the country vet stories are so similar across the board that if you looked at them long enough, there would be parallel, there would be ones that are the same. So this vet was convinced that James Herrick had stole his life.
Wow, wow.
He was
Bloody
probably
hell.
just keeping his hand in, I would imagine.
I
Thank you very much.
got that joke.
Wow, GPs must really bloody hate Casualty.
Right, should we do it? What are we doing? We're doing Bad Time Lords. Is that?
And when we mean bad Time Lords, we don't mean like actors who play Time Lords who were just crap at the role. I mean like
Everyone,
like
pretty much except Missy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh.
Controversial.
Oh, come
First
on,
5
swing it.
minutes.
Blimey. Right, everyone who was just watching have just left in protest now, and they're storming up to Glasgow.
Are you saying Missy was good and Roger Degal? Oh, I can't do my rose tinted glasses, can I? I can't go back. So basically, we're just talking about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor tonight.
Yes.
Hey, she was second
Hang on.
Second place, Steve. Come on.
Be nice. I like Jodie.
She's all right.
I think we're purely avoiding the masters so we don't accidentally say Anthony anusley again.
Oh, you said
Anthony anally.
Anally.
Anthony anally. Yes, that was a Freudian.
With that tissue compressor eliminator that looks like a dildo, that was a poor choice of words, Mr. Simpson.
We're gonna avoid that today.
Let's avoid anything to do. Yes, no, but we excluded the Master as a Time Lord because we feel that he should get his own show. They. And
he's already fucked with the pronouns.
I can't even play Scrabble. So we're gonna do Time Lords that featured in Doctor Who, but who were evil or bad or naughty.
Evil. What?
Naughty.
Naughty. Give him the ruler.
Evil.
I've tried to put these in order, so we're going.
Steve, me and you have very, very different definitions of what naughty is, so I'm already quite worried.
Evil.
I've got my punishment stick ready.
To me.
Because there were a lot. There were a lot of. I'm only worried because I know that for a fact that in between the Wilderness years, there was a lot of like Doctor Who kind of porn films made. So I have no idea if you're drawing them.
Screw! I saw that in HMV.
Oh, you did not. I don't can't tell if you're joking or not.
My brother, me and him were in HMV once, and he showed us Doctor Screw.
Sorry, I had a joke then, and I overspoke, and I apologise. But no, I like the German porn one, Dalek.
I don't even know if any of you are joking, or if you were made up or real. I have no idea.
We should
I'm scared to find out.
One and call him Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Ejaculate.
No. Enough of that.
Impregnate.
So we decided that looking back at Doctor Who from way back is rose tinted.
All I'm saying is that the fact that we just talked about Doctor Who porno really changed the way we talk about bad Time Lords, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I was worried.
Naughty, yeah.
Knowing you, Dom,
How
that's why I'm
bad do you
worried.
want me to be?
All right, I'm going to play the clip. We've done well. We've talked 10 minutes of rubbish and not played a clip.
Whoa.
We're not
Right,
that
this
bored.
is Elliott. No, this is Dom's clip. Dom, do you want to say anything about it now, or shall I play it? It's up to you.
I think this is an iconic moment because it's the first time we see an actual Time Lord in the show who's not the Doctor, and it turns out he's actually quite good. I think he's one of the most underrated, best villains in the classic era. So, bring on the monk.
Here we go.
Are you back to the...
You're still here, are you? Good. All I've got to do now is to take care of you, your friend, and the doctor. Oh, by the way, you'll be pleased to know I've arranged the fires for your colleagues.
There you are, my dear fellow. I knew you'd come back. Now, which fires? What are they for, hmm?
It's going to take us hours to search this place properly.
Hey, Stephen, look at this. I think it's a kangaroo.
That's strange. What's it doing coming out of here? A door. Let me in. We can get inside.
It's a TARDIS. The monk's got a TARDIS.
I like that.
Yeah,
The monk's got a TARDIS.
I think it's quite funny you do the kind of Willy Wonka through the small door routine into the TARDIS. I'd expect that we just start with "Come with me, and you'll be in a world of
A pure extermination.
What?
Oh. It was a pure extermination.
Bear in mind, I just used exterminate as a orgasmic sound. That is not appropriate for a Willy Wonka themed chat, Mr. Simpson.
Probably more accurate than you think.
It's already got Willy in the name.
Yeah.
Who's John Mackey saying "Carry on, Doctor Who"? Eh?
Is that your dad?
That's my dad.
Yeah. It was Peter Butterworth.
My dad.
That was Peter Butterworth that played the monk.
Oh, was
Yes,
it?
he's
Oh,
brilliant.
Yes, he did.
Is also famous for being in all the Carry On movies. So I keep expecting him to turn around a sign that says "Gone Tiffin" on the outside of his. Fucking,
I'm waiting for just when instead of the TARDIS dematerialising, you just hear a Sid James go.
Matron. That's it. All the Daleks just are kind of. Matron.
That would be. I'd pay to see the Daleks.
That would be a great
Matron.
Doctor Who.
That was. I enjoyed that clip though a lot because it actually made me think of Blue Peter as well. But the fact that there is another TARDIS, it sort of just opens up the world, then, doesn't it? It goes, wow.
At that point, no one would have guessed that the monk would have been a Time Lord like the Doctor. They would have just thought, oh, he's just he's a bit of a knob. But it turns out, oh, he's a bit of a knob who knows the Doctor.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, because even then, the name Time Lord wasn't even there until Prince Troughton, so he was just known as another my race. So this still keeps the mystery up. We still have no idea like how many there are or how they get a TARDIS, and yeah, it was really fun. But I like how they kind of went for a more kind of comical villain for the first time. They kind of did another Time Lords because the monks he's more of a nuisance really than an actual villain.
You're saying the Zarbi's not a comical villain?
They are, but for all the wrong reasons.
But it was nice seeing Hartnell flying about with a sword as well. You know what I mean? You don't get that. Doctors,
Are you sure you're watching the same Doctor Who or not the porno?
No, that's just wouldn't be a sword to be waving about, young man. And then they're doing the helicopter.
Bad Time Lord.
But there's still be a point.
This is going to take a turn now, isn't it? Well, every time we do these shows now, it'll just be porn Doctor, and I think we should.
Yeah, and ironically, I feel entirely responsible for this, which is very ironic to me.
I'm very glad.
It's past 9 o'clock, guys. You can say what we want.
I'm very glad it's not just because of me. That's like, fucking hell.
I think I used to be called incorrigible, and I reckon that you're taking my label. That's what it is. Good use of Time Lords.
In a more serious way, and this is not joking, I genuinely think the Time Meddler is one of the most best classic era episodes ever because there's so much mystery towards who this monk is, even till the last minutes. Like there's still he doesn't do it because he wants to change history for a reason. He does it just because he wants to. He does it for an absolute laugh. He just wants to meddle about, literally. And that's why clue in the title.
Just like Loki, the god of mischief, that kind of character.
Yeah.
That's even more appropriate because of Vikings, Norse. I just think that Peter Butterworth was the best choice they could have chosen for the monk. He took that role on with such spirit, and even though they've got Rufus Hound playing him in the audios, Peter Butterworth is always going to be the monk, just because he was so. Even though he was in it for just 2 episodes, those 2 episodes he embodied it. He was the highlight of the story.
Oh yeah, but he turns up in a Dalek Master Plan, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
For like, a really weird reason. Like he's there and he goes away in like 20 minutes. He's such a weird moment for him to turn up because he brings nothing to the story. He's just there.
It's because he was so popular, the fans wanted him back.
It's like, I am contractually obliged, man.
Rufus Hound is.
They weren't filming the Carry On films at the time, so we thought, yeah, I'll pop in for 20 minutes, and they were filming another one 3 minutes later. So it was like,
Oh, don't say pop in.
Pop in. Listen.
Right,
Rufus
you said
Hound-
that one, not me. You did that.
I'm gonna keep saying this. Rufus Hound has got a Dalek tattoo.
Are you
Do we know? Yes. Do we know if anyone?
Ian, what
does
did you
tattoos?
Aha.
Can I say? I haven't tattooed everyone, not yet.
Give him time.
Hey, that's an ambition, isn't it? I want to tattoo everyone. If I want to tattoo everyone in Glasgow, it would be good enough.
Oh God, no! Have you seen some of the people in Glasgow?
That's true.
Oh.
I feel sorry for the tattoo that has to stay on.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the tattoo that has to stay on them.
Yeah, let's just say, I'm not saying Scottish people are ugly. All right, I'm just saying because there's very beautiful. I mean, Karen Gillingham for one. Just we're sticking with Doctor Who. Tennant, there's another one. But I will just say, as a race of people, we don't set the bar high. Right?
Speak for yourself, you gorgeous man.
Well, I have a theory. It's because the Vikings didn't take ugly people. And if you're in any doubt, go to Dundee.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you should come to Redditch, really. So, because they call that place the bakery.
You should come to Kingston upon Thames because I'm the face of the city.
The titty.
Was that the inbred?
You said that, not me.
Yeah, I was doing it inbred, but it was
and I'm pretty sure Dom will agree with me. Just don't go to disc. That's where evolution just kind of gave up.
It's like Bill Hicks when some places in the world are shouting revolution and some places they're shouting evolution. Yeah, we want our thumbs.
Everyone slates Glasgow. Glasgow's the only place in Scotland I've ever been to. And when I was there for 2 days on a BBC game show and I won it. So I've got pretty fond memories of Glasgow.
Oh, that's what they filmed the Chase the Case thing.
Yeah.
Glasgow is a great city.
What was the game show?
Chase the
Case.
It's like a small version of New York. That's how good Glasgow is. And weirdly, the one-way systems was designed by the same architect from Glasgow and New York. So the grid system that's in New York was designed by the same architect that designed the grid system in Glasgow.
Yeah,
I do think the Empire State of Mind song about New York would be slightly different if they sung it about Glasgow, though.
But I'll tell you what, I'll have it written for next time.
That would be great. Definitely do that.
That's one for them.
Right, should we move on, or do we need to talk about more people that the Vikings didn't take?
I'm probably going to get stabbed now if anybody from Glasgow sees that.
What, in Glasgow? What's the chances of that?
But no, this is how Glasgow people stab you, though. They'll come up to you and go, I heard you say Glasgow was a violent city. Take that.
They're basically just, digging their own hole there. You basically dug the hole and they're handing you an extra spade. That's basically what they're doing. This hole's not big enough. I'll dig it for you and I'll shank you while I do it. They're
not handing you a shovel, they're stabbing you with it.
What accent was that?
Yeah, I don't know. But South African was nearer. To be sure. So,
I'm not good with accents.
That was obvious, Tom.
I'm not good at accents, but I can do a surprised goose.
Oh, that's not a Westgate's joke. Don't take that.
What do you mean, do a surprise goose?
Yeah, that confused me.
It's past 9 o'clock. We can say that kind of stuff.
You keep saying it's past 9 o'clock.
Why is he looking surprised?
If you're in Salt Lake City, it's not.
Well, but if it was before 9 o'clock, there could be people watching it, like the Merry White Houses or like the Karen White Houses of 2020.
Don, this is the internet.
What about people watching it in a different time zone?
I just said that. I said Salt Lake City in 8 hours.
Yeah, but that's their problem.
Spoken like a true colonialist Englishman.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that's
any rude words,
problems.
Any rude words that people hear, and you don't live in this country, and it's before 9 o'clock. That's your own problem, mate.
Yeah. to piss off.
Go.
And this is why I moved to Scotland to get away from these kind of attitudes.
And here we
Your
are.
bedroom can't protect you for long, Elliot.
Give us
Here we
time.
are, boardroom and just getting your daily dose. That's it.
Bad Time Lords, he says, trying to get it back on track.
Good luck.
I was going to.
They've still got 3 clips.
I was given. That's the way I dress. I was given. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! And Elliot was given Rasanon, even though we
He's
decided
behind you.
it was the other way round.
Yes.
But would you have which oh my god clip would you have chosen, Elliot?
Me? Probably the famous one from the Three Doctors when he kind of screams and takes his mask off and there's like nothing underneath.
Are you sure you don't want to choose the one from the unmade K9 film that never happened?
It could still happen. It could still happen sometime.
That's it. I was going to choose the recorder bit when he takes the recorder.
Ah.
But in the end, it was easier just to find a trailer for the Three Doctors.
You lazy sod.
So that's what we're going to watch.
Play it
So
and like screen record it.
There we go. This is my clip about Omega, but it's
He's behind you.
We're under attack from all sides. Weapons are useless.
Get the men out, Benton. Complete evacuation.
Whenever I tell you to run, you run.
Right, run! A black hole in space. The universe of antimatter.
We're trapped. I'll have to send an SOS.
Someone must go and help the doctor.
Oh dear, we are in trouble, aren't we?
First law of time expressly forbids him to meet his other self.
I am aware of that, but this is an emergency.
All we've got to do is find out where we are and who brought us here.
Who is this Omega, anyway?
A Time Lord, one of the greatest of all my race.
Omega.
Sure, we're dealing here with a creature of great intelligence.
I created this world through the power of my will.
Oh, so you're my replacement, a dandy and a clown.
That old chap.
Right, sir.
3 of them. I didn't know when I was well off. All 3 are needed to defeat Omega.
Those who oppose the will of Omega shall not live.
The fabric of the entire universe could be torn apart.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
You are our last chance.
Well, you just have to stop him, won't you?
You dare threaten to destroy me? I should have been a god!
Hey.
and he was.
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I generally have a lot of sympathy for him. I think he's probably the most tragic villains, I guess, in all of the Who lore, because he was the inventor of time travel for the Time Lords, and then he got cascaded into the black hole and he kind of forgotten about, and he's like abandoned. Now he just wants to return back, but he can't. I think he's probably one of the best villains ever of the classic series. I think I can't believe they haven't really brought him back yet in the new Who, because I think it's such a no-brainer. But I guess we'll give them time.
The tricky thing is regarding Omega is the fact that how he left in Arc of Infinity. I found that quite difficult for him to bring back. Oh, in the Three Doctors, there was a chance that he could have come back, but in the Arc of Infinity, he was killed in Amsterdam. So
yeah,
it's kind of.
Yeah, but also the Master's been set on fire and like miniaturized and also like exploded.
He's the timeless child, Elliot. That's why.
Well, no, the Doctor is. That's a could be, might be, probably will be in the future, but it's not confirmed yet.
The thing I'll admit, I think the Three Doctors is a really good story. So it was really nice watching those clips again. There's only 2 issues I have with that story. The first thing are those gel creatures with dick fingers. Like what? Like
the Gel Guards.
They do have dick fingers.
That was the forerunner to all the Doctor Who porn. That was it. Some producer watched that and went, "Oh, wait a minute."
Idea.
Take
and also, I may have just forgotten, but why did Omega turn into a pig?
Oh no, that was like he's like a mental mind battle with the Doctor. So inside his mind, he
Could
like
have
is a weird.
chosen the most handsome thing, like a mental mind battle. I don't know what's going through my head, but I would not choose a prime minister's sex toy as my kind of embodiment.
But when you
Like-
look at Omega, he's got that kind of whole massive gimp thing going on anyway. So he's got a big hole. So he's and if you're trapped, if you're trapped in infinity, that's a power load of wanking you're doing. So he's probably been right off the other end of the scale of perverted. I mean, he's been through every species in his head throughout time, just fucking a lot of them in a mental screw. He's probably just on his pig face.
So Ian, you're saying that is the result if Noah's Ark was actually a giant orgy fest instead.
That would be an Elliott.
Right.
So you're telling me that when Peter Capaldi was stuck in that castle for billions of years trying to find Clara, that's what was going on inside his bad Time Lord mind.
If he'd have started wanking, he would have been able to climb the spunk shaft out of it. That's all I'm saying.
Can I just feel I ought to say that if it's not 9 o'clock in wherever you are watching this, it's your fault.
I don't support any of this discussion.
No, I know. We're just turning it, and I don't think we should, especially when it's one of my favourite ever episodes.
My friends tuning in right now probably thinking, what the fuck is Gabriel saying? Gabriel's chasing.
Gabriel's letting Seth go.
Are these the friends who are teaching children as well?
What are they teaching
carry on.
children?
Not this. That's what we're.
He's lucky that it's after 9 o'clock because all his children.
I have not said anything, in my opinion, that is offensive. In my opinion, I would say the only thing I would have probably said that's offensive is telling people who are sensitive to language barriers before 9 o'clock in other countries to piss off.
Well, I don't know, Dom.
That's offensive. That's a statement.
I mean, you might remember, Dom. I mean, you say that, but we all heard your accent attempt. I think people in Scotland are probably quite angry at you right now.
Ofcom.
Full Doric angry, like whoa.
That sounds like an angry rabbit.
So I'm going to try and bring this back in some sort of way. Do we bringing doctors back? So like that was the first time they had 3 doctors together, even though William Hartnell didn't bother to turn up, and he was very late to the party in the 5 doctors.
Well, he was literally on his deathbed when they filmed that.
I know, bless.
He was so late to the party, they dug him up.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Really?
9 o'clock. So yeah, I like bringing doctors back. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, of course, it's always a good thing. It is plain fan service, pure and simple. But that's what shows do, and I think it's always nice to give people a treat, like during an anniversary special. So I mean, I can't quite. It's a very primal desire, but I just can't explain it any more than that. It's just fun to watch different doctors interacting with each other. It's just something of nice joy to that. So I think it's always nice when they do it. Though only when they do it like every now and again. They shouldn't overdo it, but it's a nice special occasion.
I think we're kind of primed for a good one now because the fact that Tennant doesn't look any older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And McGann was written into it being the old Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Because just before he killed himself to turn into the War Doctor, they filmed the Day of the Doctor, Night of the Doctor.
Night of the Doctor, yeah.
Night of the Doctor.
Yeah, so they filmed that short. So he, as canon, is the age he is now. I think it would be great to bring them back, just maybe a Tennant, McGann crossover with Jodie, because Jodie and Tennant
that's called Time Lord Victorious, Ian.
Yeah, that's already happening.
That's already happening.
Oh, that's one of the audiobooks, yeah.
Oh, it's a whole kind of narrative campaign they've done this year. You have to buy 1 billion comics and 2 audio stories, and also a book, and also and a mansion, and a TV show, and a game, and a escape room to understand one story.
Well,
yeah, I got my tickets to live experience.
You fool!
Quite a lot
When's that meant to be?
Very recently, so I'm letting the movie inside down.
When's the live experience?
It's in February. It's in London. I'm going with Mum.
Oh.
2022.
We'll see, Don, won't we?
It would be very.
It might be an experience.
Bought the tickets now, and it's the next 10 years' time. You know what I mean? That's kind of. That would be quite.
I mean, I'm actually I'm meant to be going on holiday in February because I got a cheap package deal off BA, so I doubt that's happening now.
Maybe the 10-year wait is a live experience.
It'll be as disappointing as the actual experience.
Oh yeah, well, after the anticipation for an event, it's actually invariably better than the event itself.
They'll just say travel instructions: get in your TARDIS and go to 2027. That's what it'll say on the ticket. You're like, motherfucker.
Not everyone can afford a TARDIS.
See,
if you're listening.
Oh yeah, that's why Doctor stole one.
That's why they're called.
Yeah, exactly. And recession. Times were tough, and the gods to make ends meet.
What voice was that?
I was trying to be Welsh.
Oh, Jesus! Oh
my goodness! Is there anyone else you can insult?
That's the most horrible thing you've ever said. You said some things in the show, Dom. That was horrible.
That was. Oh,
I mean, I was actually going to say something about 3 minutes ago. That was probably more offensive than that.
Well, thank God we won't hear it. So, Steve, why did you choose that story out of the two Omega stories?
Oh, because it is probably one of my. If you had to pin me down, it would be my favourite Doctor Who episode of classics.
Really?
I loved it. I loved it because I watched it live. Do you know what I mean? And I know. And to see the three Doctors together in colour. Oh no, yeah, it was colour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They did redo the DVD in colour, wasn't it? If I remember. But anyway, yeah, and it was a joy, and everything about it when I watched it, I loved it, and he is. If you say to me a Time Lord that's bad, he comes straight into my head because of that episode, and that's why. It's got
an absolutely perfect moment. Though. It's got a perfect moment where I think it's in the third episode. There's literally a whole 5-minute sequence where one of the other characters just runs off and then runs through the maze for 5 minutes, comes back and goes "Oh, that was a waste of time, wasn't it?" I'm yeah, it literally was. That was literally a waste of 5 minutes. He's wasted half the episode on that. It's the most blatantly filler thing they've ever done in Doctor Who. They even acknowledge that it's filler because they even just acknowledge that's a waste of time.
Yes. And
that's a 10th year anniversary special for you. What I was going to say was,
something in Welsh.
I am the some part. I am not really the biggest fan of Doctors coming back stories, in my opinion. I think the two Doctors is the best one out of all of them. Because Patrick Troughton's my favourite Doctor. So seeing him back in his element with Colin Baker, who's a polar opposite, it's like two fighting sisters. It's great. But the really offensive thing I was going to say was I don't mind the episodes. The only one that I was a little bit annoyed at was when Tom Baker came back in Day of the Doctor
as the curator.
Yeah, it wasn't really the Doctor, was he? He was a different character.
Because if they said that was a canon Doctor, I would have been a bit annoyed because it's you're saying so the Doctors can still age after they've regenerated?
No. They're saying that in the future, the Doctor may actually return and get an old face back and turn back into an old face again.
Oh, can you do that?
He says,
apparently.
Revisiting.
They can do anything now. As Chibnall.
Yeah.
But just the old favourites, eh?
Yes, just the old favourites, yep.
Who knows?
It was lovely, though, to see Tom Baker after his stint in Little Britain, so I was quite pleased.
Goodbye,
Hey, we've got the new lads. We've got the new lads clip next.
New lads?
Elliott?
Ian.
Oh. Right.
You're going straight past Elliott's clip then. You're going straight.
Wow. All right.
We probably should have said this before, but if anyone has any questions that they'd like to ask us, then comment below. Comment in the video.
Yeah, and if you want to say anything to Dom, best just go straight to the police and cut out the middleman.
That's the thing. Why have I missed Elliott's clip? Why? Because Elliott was meant to be somewhere else, or
Elliott never sent one.
No, I did. No, I sent one to Steve personally. It's not on the group chat.
Why would you not include us?
So it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. That's
exactly.
Very good.
I'm treating you.
We like a surprise.
What is that thing?
We're doing it in order as well, as because the next one is
UEA Brain.
Oh, UEA Ball. Sorry.
Sylvester McCoy And it's actually his first episode, isn't it? With the
It is, yep. It's the
And one of his worst.
Right. I'll right. See you later, guys.
Let's
Bye.
not all judge. Let's not. It's a good clip. This I like this. All right, here we go with Ian's. Do you want to say anything about this, Ian, or do you want to say something else?
Yeah. This is. I like the character. She has actually. She's on screen before the credits, but this happens just after the credits, and they're kind of setting the character. It's the first time you actually get to see her, and she comes off as a massive fucking bitch space Karen, and it's tremendous. She just literally, and all she's missing and doing is asking to talk to the manager. It is fucking great, and she's brilliant at it because it's so badly acted for such a good actor as well, and everyone in the scene's terrible. It's a very preppy. Very Shakespearean actor, just trying to act like a Shakespearean actor. He's obviously just come off Caligula or something. There's obviously the young girl's overacting like crazy, trying to be nice and glowy and brilliant. And then she's so pissed off she's in the scene, actually makes it brilliant. So it's all great, right? So just looking back, it's tremendous.
I did enjoy watching this afternoon when I was putting it together. But I agree with you about the acting, but I loved it. So here we are. Time and the Rani.
San, stop dithering. Collecting this one has already put me behind schedule.
I don't want to harm him.
Seal it and label it. What are you waiting for?
You haven't given the name for the label.
Einstein. Insolence could cost your people dearly, Beos.
I'm sure Beos did not mean to appear insolent. He would never do that.
I find your incompetence more than enough without listening to your puerile opinions.
Then why not let Sam go? You have me as a hostage. You don't need her.
I shall decide my needs. They, unfortunately, require the use of locutions.
You leave me with no illusions about the hatred that you hold for us.
Hatred? Another fantasy. I have no feelings one way or the other. Outside of these experiments, you have absolutely no significance.
I find your detachment difficult to understand.
All you need to understand is that these specimens are geniuses, every one of them. Unless they're kept in prime condition, you'll have more than the miserable skin of this creature to worry about.
Have you managed to procure the means to repair your laboratory equipment?
Oh, yes. Indeed, I have.
Kato Mara, rest in peace.
She's brilliant. She's just that whole total. I will decide my needs. You know, I fucking just right. I would like to speak to the manager. This is not what I accepted at all.
Also, yeah. Also, I love. She's like, I have no feelings towards you one way or another, which I am shouting very loudly and angrily. I have no feelings towards you.
Yeah, but it's proper straight out of villain school stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, you do not concern me at all. Be gone! You know, it's so bad. It's brilliant, and I like Arami in Glasgow is a fight, so it's nearly there. You know, Arami, she's running. You know, it's close. If you watch the whole episode, it's tremendous because she even ends up cosplaying Mel for some.
Oh, but yeah, she's cosplaying Bonnie Langford, which is
better actor than Bonnie Langford was.
It's just tremendous because she keeps doing I have to do this shit. She keeps changing between being Bonnie Langford and going back into evil again. It's just hilarious all the way through.
Do you know who I feel sorry for the most? Imagine you spend 5 to 10 years in drama school. You waste all that time spending all that money on all these acting lessons, and then you finally get cast in an episode of Doctor Who. You come home, you tell your wife, I'm finally going to be cast in a Doctor Who episode. I'm going to be playing Albert Einstein. Like, oh, fantastic, that's awesome. And then it turns out all you have to do is basically act like you're about to give birth and you're sealed in a booth. Like,
That's it.
That's a piss take.
Yeah, and when they rescue them at the end, all he does is just stand there for like 30 seconds and then gets shuffled out. He doesn't even get to say anything. He's just like,
Yeah, and that's the only historical figure we ever see in McCoy's era.
oh,
Who's meant
that's
to be
the
out
best.
Einstein? He looks thick as hell.
Louis Pasteur's in it as well.
All the geniuses.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them though, and they all just get shuffled out, and not any of them get a speaking part.
I know, such a lost opportunity. Well, Einstein did come back though in that story written by kids, didn't he? In that 3-minute like Matt Smith story.
Yes, he did. He turned into an ood.
He did. I mean, and they probably didn't, but I would have loved it if they got back the same actor who played him in Time in the Rani. Like, 30 years later, you're back. You can finally play the role of your dreams. You finally get a line.
Now imagine that. Like, imagine if you then do actually come back 30 years later, and you actually have the role that you were technically born to play, and all that happens is is the only script you ever have lines in was written by a child.
Oh, if it's Doctor Who, it's probably his own grandson or something that fucking wrote it. You'll find that out in 8 years' time. You go, no fucking way! You know.
That's how he got cast. That's how he got cast in the show.
His 8-year-old grandson's just sick of him complaining about, I could have been a contender for fucking years. It's entire. I was in Doctor Who once. Wait, fucking, there's a script.
Comes over for Christmas and he's like, Granddad, look at this little play I've written. And he picks it up and he goes, oh, son, I'm really proud. Then, Daddy, I got it in Doctor Who. Oh, really? That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear about that.
Oh.
Shucks it in the fire.
Then the kid.
We must never share this.
Let's not burn children.
This must never go out to the world.
So, that was Sylvester McCoy's first show, with a great regeneration at the beginning, I noticed.
That wig was more convincing than Bonnie Langford's acting.
I just feel sorry for Colin Baker because he wasn't even asked to come back for that. Oh, no. I think he was.
No, he declined.
He declined. Yeah, they literally just got McCoy in a fucking coat and a wig to pretend to be Colin Baker for 5 seconds.
More convincing than Bonnie Langford's acting.
Yes. Sorry, I'll say, Ian, I'm surprised you chose Time in the Rani for a Rani story in light of the far superior story, Dimensions in Time, which is the EastEnders crossover.
Special. Oh no, I couldn't quite do it. I know she came back in that, and the EastEnders crossover made me physically sad.
Oh God, yes, that's what you're talking about. I remember now.
Yeah,
that was in 3D, wasn't it? As well.
I think so. Yeah, and technically it was a multi-Doctor story.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah, I mean the actress has been in everything though. The last they played that.
Kato Mara. Oh yeah, she's very famous.
Yeah, and so
that's the last thing John Pertwee appeared in. What an exit!
Oh,
what
dear.
a way to go!
Again, you made me sad thinking about that. Was it 1993 or something?
It was, but it's the only time we ever see Colin Baker meet the Brigadier, so it's worth watching just for that.
No, it's not.
I refuse to accept that. No, it's not.
Well, agree to disagree. Well, agree to disagree.
No, we know it. Yes, that's fine. But I don't have to suffer it.
That's part of the fun.
That's an interesting fact. I'm
going to tell Colin Baker that when I speak to him on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes. And for those of you who don't know, Elliott, by some fluke.
No,
Elliott,
Dom.
Sorry,
Me.
Dom, sorry. I'm turning into my grandmother. Ian, Elliott, Don, John,
Barbara.
Yeah, whoever.
Donkey.
This guy.
Penton.
Yeah, he's got a chat with Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy.
That's one.
Jarvis Cocker.
No, not Martin Jarvis.
So who have you got chats with? Video.
I've got
chats.
a chat with Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, and Paul McGann.
And you ask yourselves, how has Dom managed to do that, ladies and gentlemen?
I used my amazing skills of paying.
You are very English, aren't you?
I know, right? See what I've been up with? See why I came up here?
I bought my way to success. That's what I did.
The Kim Kardashian story.
So how long do you get with them?
10 minutes.
Would you get more if it was personal, one-to-one? Like in a
That
building?
is personal one-to-one.
No, because they could be
Oh.
in another country, and it could be before 9 o'clock, so you might be able not to ask what you want to ask.
Oh, I bet they're going to deliberately make their internet really, really bad the entire time. It's like, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Oh, 10 minutes is up. Oh, well, sorry.
Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
See, the funny thing is,
I'm going
guys.
through a tunnel.
Time tunnel.
Oh,
We could do that.
before you joined Elliot and Ian, I was chatting to Steve just beforehand, and can I just say a grandma moment Steve did is he called Bonnie Langford Bonnie Tyler. He said the all acting of Bonnie Tyler. I'm thinking Bonnie Tyler in Doctor Who.
I mean, it's
Turn
same,
around every now and then I get a little.
Yeah, I fall
same
apart.
era.
Oh, because I'm being attacked by some tetraps and Ronnies.
And she's Welsh, so you be careful what you say, Don
Yeah,
Mackey.
you've already offended the continent, the continent, the
Yes.
country. Sorry, so go for it.
Yeah, I've only got Northern Ireland left to
Doctor Who
install.
would have destroyed Bonnie Tyler's career, but Eurovision did that for her.
Did she sing in Eurovision? Eurovision?
Yeah, she sung for the
I
UK,
mean-
came 19th with the song Believe in Me.
Let's go scream and scream. Hey, we're going to go to
Elliott.
Hellbent.
Hello.
Elliot's clip, which
Yes.
was too long, Elliot, I'm afraid.
He edited it. He edited it.
Oh, you didn't.
I have edited this clip, and I want people to look at this and clap me for the fact that I've actually kept the music in the right places.
Wow.
And I think there's only
Need to
one
get out
place
more,
which looks
Steve.
dodgy. So this was
You-
my Sunday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Lord President, he's a war hero. Some of these men served with him. These men served me! All of you! On my command! You missed, all of you. Every single one of you. How is that possible? What is it? Is the firing squad afraid of the unarmed man? You, explain.
There was a saying, sir, in the Time War.
A saying?
First thing you notice about the Doctor of War is he's unarmed.
Not one more of you moves. That is an order. The direct order of your president! You leave me no choice. How many regenerations did we grant you? I've got all night. Excellent General, you sent for reinforcements. No, he didn't. I did. I am Rassilon, the Redeemer. Rassilon the Resurrected! Gallifrey is mine! Lord President. With respect, get off his planet.
Oh, that is the best part of a horrible, horrible episode.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Elliot.
I don't know. Capaldi standing there looking like a testicle with cancer. He's just all gone, horrible, just wizened and awful. I know. Had too much. I can't tell anymore.
Jesus Christ, where did that come from?
Ian, you're all right. It's 10 to 10, mate.
Cowboy time. 10 to 10. No,
oh, I didn't know that. I like
you know what? I don't like that rationale. I liked when
James Bond.
James Bond played them.
James Bond.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Which one?
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton. Yeah, Timothy Dalton plays him, and he's just a lot more frightening.
Donald Sumter was. I thought Donald Sumter was really good, though.
I liked his acting, though. There, I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think it's fitting though, because he's like an old, shouty, old, frail man. But that's kind of perfect though, because that moment it's a good symbol that his time is over. Like he's run out of puff, because now it's finally for him to finally fuck off and leave Gallifrey.
I totally get it. I understand the premise of what we're doing. I just didn't like him as much as I thought Timothy Dalton was. Just, for such a short time for both of them playing it, I suppose it's unfair because Timothy Dalton had a much better role of playing a psychopath and playing the real bad version of him. You know what I mean?
FYI, I just got a text from my mum who's watching it. The video has now been taken. This video is no longer being streamed on YouTube because it violated the streaming policy.
Well, then watch on Twitch.
Oh crap! Is that because of the music or the footage used just then?
It's probably,
I just got a text. Oh, I think we're back now. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
It's probably the music or the. We've got 8 people watching. Where are you watching, you 8 people?
Go on Facebook or Twitch.
Yes.
It wasn't what I called Capaldi, was it? I hope not.
I don't
He's
think
not travelling far to get you, Ian.
You said rude words.
It's past 9 o'clock. You're right. I think it's either music or. But that was so well.
Or just Donald Sumter being slandered is just a crime.
I was generally very impressed, Steve. That was very well edited. Well done. He didn't really lose anything from the scene.
Well-edited music that no one could hear because it was taken down.
Yeah, no, but I cut Clara out because I know Dom would have had one of his rants of the week if we'd have had get Clara.
It's all right. You chose to use Heaven Bent though, so I can just carry on from there. Heaven Bent is
Heaven
Bent is
Heaven Bent in Hell Sent.
Yes, that's right. Sorry, Heaven Sent is brilliant. Hell Bent, however, is the reason why I hate Stephen Moffat.
There's more reasons than that, surely.
Let me count the ways. Oh
yeah.
Just no. Like
I believe that was my reason.
Yes.
I mean,
as Einstein said, just no.
The thing is, like Donald Sumter's Rassilon, it says to Peter Capaldi, how many regenerations have we given you? Well, that's clearly evidence that Capaldi, the Doctor, is not the timeless child then.
Well, no, but I'm pretty sure I remember them. They said though in the Timeless Children that apparently they then reverted the Doctor back to a child and gave the same limit of lives on them as everyone else. So when they started off as Hartnell, they had the same limit. So I think it does still make sense that then he got given more lives as Matt Smith later. So I think they were implying that they like stripped out the ability to be immortal.
Elliot, it's okay to argue, but we all know that you're just wrong.
Well, no, I'm using what I can. I'm trying to justify where I can. But again,
backing Chibnall. Him and Stephen Moffat are in a treehouse at the moment, laughing at the chaos they've just created,
and wondering if one of their testicles has cancer.
Yes.
Well,
I have never forgotten.
I thought that was what violated the streaming policy.
Yeah, it was.
That's what Ian was worried about.
I was like, that was not me. I'll tell you, it's a fair, apt description. You got exactly what I meant by it. I mean, it was on point, I believe. Just with a wee curly white whizzing hairs on the top of it, like a bad fucking merchant.
And for William Hartnell.
No, William Hartnell's hair has nothing like pubic.
Yeah, that's true. His was smooth and helmety.
I'm very upset that you can tell the difference.
Did you just go?
Capaldi has more kind of pubic hair. That is definitely a merkin someone has stapled onto a cancer-ridden testicle.
It's a Brillo pad waiting for a dish.
That's.
I remember when we talked about Doctor Who on this show.
Yes.
Lord, bad. Lord.
So, Elliot,
yes.
Why did you choose that clip?
Yeah, I was torn. I was thinking about going the end of time, but honestly, I just love that moment so much. How how Rassilon has been like the ruler and dictator of Gallifrey for so long, and he finally gets his comeuppance, and we finally get to see him get his ass handed to him, and by complete pacifism. And I think it's a great moment for the Doctor. I mean, see, it's annoying. See, I love that moment so much. It's because that scene is so good that I hate the rest of Hellbent so much. Because it's so promising the way it starts. Like, oh yes, finally, because people don't know, this is like the first time the Doctor has finally gone back to Gallifrey after the Time War. He finally gets back after 4 million years or whatever of torment. Finally gets there. He gets rid of Rassilon, and then think, oh wow, it's gonna be a whole great, amazing story about him, like finding Gallifrey again and finding his people and ruling it again. And then immediately sidetracks to bring Clara back from the dead. And then Doctor shoots and kills someone, and then he runs away. And then with
a gun.
With a gun.
The man that never uses guns.
Exactly. It completely undermines the return of Gallifrey. It undermines Clara's death, which was done pretty well before. And also, I'm not disputing that the idea of like having a Doctor going so crazy over a companion that he literally goes mad trying to save them. That could be an interesting idea, but it was the wrong time to do it. Because one, it shouldn't have been Clara. She wasn't as good enough a companion to have that story given to her. And it should not have been the first thing they did when Gallifrey came back. That should have been like a story they do 2 years later. The first Gallifrey story should have been about Gallifrey, not about Clara.
See, like, yeah, the thing is, Hellbent, I got it right this time,
for leather,
is the reason why I hate Clara so much. Because, like, there's this YouTuber who I'm a massive fan of. He talks about he's a Doctor Who YouTuber. I watch his videos, and he says Clara is the worst companion of all time.
Whoa, even than Bonnie Langford.
Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah, sorry, how can I forget?
Now, the reason why is because
turn around.
It kind of the fact the Doctor was going so out of character and even traveling back in time to take her away from death. It kind of makes everyone think that Clara is more important than any other companion. Like, if he could do that, why didn't he go and save Adric? If he could do that, why didn't he go back and save Perry or Sarah Kingdom? If he could do that, why didn't he go back and save Sarah Jane or Katarina? Yeah, like, if he could do all those things, why is Clara more important? I know she was like the first person Peter Capaldi saw as the Doctor, but she resented him when he became the Doctor for the first time. She wasn't sure if he was her Doctor. But like, it's just the fact that
I get what you're saying, but I would assume it was probably in her contract.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I hate it because now we know that is technology the Time Lords have. They can go back in time and save people from death. That's kind of removed any tension or stakes from the program. Well, okay, I guess not now because the Master destroys Gallifrey again in the new series. So whatever. But before that happened,
Chris Chibnall destroyed it as well.
We'll see what he does in the next series. We'll see the right concept. I don't know.
I'm still reeling from the very wide sweeping generalization you said that Clara is the worst companion ever. I mean, do you remember that Scottish guy that used to hang about the Second Doctor?
Jamie? Don't give me the Jamie. No.
Elliot likes Jamie.
Today, don't you destroy his name. Don't destroy Joe Sugden.
Oh God, no, he was awful.
I know his accent was bad.
Leave.
Is that where you got your accent from? Is that where you got it?
Including Jamie.
That's compounding a hate crime. Come on, you're gonna go. That's like going.
I
could do a great Indian accent because I've watched Abu. Right, that's how fucked up that is. No, that was a sweeping thing. I mean, Clara had some great stories. And
stories. The best story the best Clara story was Heaven Sent because she wasn't in it.
Well, no, okay, no, I do agree with Ian. I agree with Ian. I think that she does some good story. That's the issue of Clara. It was very on and off how well she was written because like she was never consistent in her character. She was written like as a weird mystery. Sometimes she was written as actual human. Other times she was written all over the place. So sometimes her stories worked very well for her, and other times they didn't, and it was all very inconsistent.
The girl storyline that was great, where she had to the doctor throughout time, and she had to save the doctor. And I liked that.
I loved that storyline. I'll give you that. That was a fantastic storyline. But that lasted half a season, and then after that mystery was solved, she had no character development. The only character development.
They should have killed her going through the stream. That's what it should have been. That's where Clara should have ended, and we were having a discussion about how great she was. I mean, so she was let down massively by the writing and the second.
Kill the ego, bitch.
But she's very pretty. She's very pretty, and I like her. So that's the end.
That's your argument.
That's all I can end. I can't end it any other way. I'm sure she's a very good actress. She's done really good stuff. You can't blame her as an actress. You can't blame her.
No,
it's
I
not
think
her
she
fault.
was let down massively by the writing.
I agree. But I don't want to talk about it anymore, but I agree with it. Because we've got to say goodbye to the people that are watching. You can stay if you want, Ian.
8 of them.
3 now. So thank you so much. We'll
I
be back
blame
in a couple
Ian's
of weeks.
backing of Clark.
And
or my
don't worry
description
if
of
you're watching this
Capaldi.
before 9 o'clock. Goodbye!